Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to talk about the books that I have read in July and the books that I want to read in August. So I'm just going to start with the TBR that I had for July, and my TBR was Bad Blood, The Right Move, Addicted to You, and The X-Files. And I actually completed my TBR. I am proud of myself. I mean, 4 books on a TBR, that's not that hard, but sometimes I'm just like not in the mood for my TBR, so that's it. But this time I actually finished my TBR. Okay, so let's talk about the books that I read in July. The first book is Addicted to You. And Addicted to You was a 4.25 star read. And I had definitely my fun with it. It was so interesting to see addiction portrayed in the way it was. And I am really intrigued to see where this series is going to go. Like, I know that the couple is going to be like in every book probably, like they're the glue, and I think they have the most books in the series as a couple. But I'm also excited to read the books of the sisters, and I definitely like the characters. I like Lily, I like Lo, I like literally everyone. I think these characters are damn interesting, even though I'm not that attached to them yet. But I think that's only a matter of time. Maybe with more books I will get very attached to them. That could very well happen. And maybe there's going to be a 5-star book as well for me, so who knows? Who knows? But I will definitely continue the series. I want to read at least 1 or 2 more books of the series this year. And then I'm going to, I don't know, have to find out how this entire universe is going to go. Because I know the kids or something. Or, I don't know. So, I know it's a very big thing. There are many books, like even the Addicted series has 10 books, and I know there's some spin-off series or something like that, and I want to read them all. Like, I definitely like the writing style, and it's so easy to read as well. And I definitely could empathize with Lily at one point, and I was like, oh, yes. And I am really excited to continue this series. So, Addicted to You was nice.
But we're just going to discuss
The next book, which was Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The last book in the Naturals series, and it's been a while since I finished this book now. So, the Naturals, Criminal Minds, SYA, with characters that I definitely like, and this book made me cry at one time. I think some of the things that happened were just so heartbreaking and so... what the fuck? It was what the fuck sometimes. It was amazing. I think that book was so good. Like, it was a 4.5 star read, so I love this book. It was definitely so good. I liked seeing all the characters and how it wrapped up. And it's a series that I can see myself rereading, because it's so interesting to see where it started and where it ended, and looking back at the Naturals and then seeing some of the things in here, it's amazing in all honesty, and I definitely want to reread. someday. Because some of the reveals and things that happened, I never expected it. So this was such a good read. And I definitely want to read more mystery. That made me want to read more mystery. And now I have to look for some good mystery books because I have finished my first mystery series. But I think I'm going to look for some standalones. So, Bad Blood. But not only that, I also finished a novella called 12. In all honesty, the novella was fine, like it was a novella. I saw my favorite characters again, and it was nice to see where all the characters like ended up or are going to end up. Like, I mean, I think it was clear from the beginning where they're all going to end up, so that was definitely nice. And it was nice to see where two certain characters end up, and I was so happy to see that. Well, there was a conclusion how Agent Briggs and Agent Sterling are ending up, and loved it. Absolutely loved it. I literally want to read a romance mystery book with these two characters. I think it's such an interesting dynamic, and I really would like to have a book of those two. In all honesty, it would be so cool. Well, I think that's a thing I'm never going to get. Did I mention that it was a 3-star read? If not, then I have mentioned it right now. And I'm going to go straight up to the next book because I don't know, I don't want to always yap, because I'm always talking way too much in these videos, in all honesty. The next book was The X-Files. This was a book on my TBR, but last month I talked about the fact that I have no idea what one of the books on my TBR is because my friend annotated this book and gifted it to me, and back then I didn't know which book she got me, and it was The X-Files, and she annotated it. I searching for annotations. I think it just looks so pretty as well, and I definitely want to try this annotation style because I usually do my annotations with colored pens as well, but I think just in black would be cool too. And she told me what pen she used, so I need to get that pen. The X-Files was a 5-star read, and it was so good. Like, I've read it in a reading vlog, and I cried. I cried a few times, I think. The dynamic between these two characters was amazing. I loved both of them, and I felt for both of them. It was so unbelievably relatable, but also so heartwarming at times. There was like in the last few chapters, there was a thing which made me as a list lover cry, and I was like, oh my god, he did not do this, and he did something so cute, something so cute. Paper rings. And this book is one of these books that I'm going to reread and reread, seriously. The funny thing is, I liked this book more than my friend did, and it's so amazing because she was like, oh yeah, that one character has a trait, that's you. And I was like, I'm intrigued. And then I read this book, and my dear Georgia likes lists, and has lists for everything, and that's me. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. I really relate it sometimes, and I want to reread it, and in all honesty, I've said it in another video as well, but it would look so nice displayed. I mean, look at this. It's one of the prettiest covers I've ever seen. Because I think the colors, and especially the sun and how it fades, it's breathtaking. Look at this. I love it. Well, that was my first 5-star in the month. So, I'm going to talk about The Do-Over now. Another book by Lynn Painter, because after Better Than the Movies, I had an itch. And that itch was definitely scratched. The Do-Over was a time loop story. So the thing is, I like time loop stories. I think they're so interesting, so fun. And the thing is, I didn't like it as much as Better Than the Movies. It was a 4. The Do-Over was a 4-star read, while Better Than the Movies was a 5-star read. So it's definitely a difference. But The Do-Over is definitely a book that I would recommend reading. I think it's a book you can read in between other books as a little palate cleanser. And I think I will like every book by Lynn Painter. I think she has such a nice writing style and keeps me engaged throughout the story. I'm literally never bored. It's just amazing what that woman does. I am applauding. And The Do-Over, I think the main character's name was Emily. If not, I'm going to correct myself while editing. I think Emily and Nick. Like Emily had a boyfriend, and then something happened, and then the time loop began. And it was so interesting to see how she tried to evade certain things, but they still happened. And that are some things that I love about time loops, because it almost happens every single time that some things just can't be evaded. And I had such a great time. It was fairly short, in all honesty. It was 280 pages or so. I have no idea, or 300 something around there, I think. It was fairly short, and I think I would have liked it a little bit longer, and then maybe I would have liked it even more. But I really enjoyed my time with this book, and I want to read all of her other books as well. First the YA books, and then the adult books. So that's definitely one thing I'm going to attempt to do. I have no idea if I'm going to read every YA book this year, because there's some reads that I still have to do. And I talked about The Do-Over now. The last book I finished was The Right Move by Liz Ford. This was in my reading vlog as well, and I cried as well, and I love this book. It was a 5-star read, and I think I have found one of my new favorite authors with Liz Ford. Like, I loved Mile High, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so unbelievably good, but will the other books be so good as well? And I was like, can that even be achieved? And I was really nervous starting this book, and then I read the first chapter and I was like, yeah. Sometimes I'm just scared of my own expectations of the book. This book did not disappoint. I love this book. I related to Indy so much. her the fact that she's a reader and that she's talking about book boyfriends and stuff, that was so nice. But also some of the other things that were said in this book were just so relatable, and I was like, oh damn, that's me. And I think some of the things that either of them said was really eye-opening for me, a little bit. And I loved the dynamic. I loved how the story progressed. I literally loved everything about this book. I thought, oh my god, I love Mile High. I relate to it so much. I related to this as well. I love it as well. And Liz Tom Ford is going to be one of my new favorite authors. I have no doubts about that, in all honesty. And I think the Windy City series is going to be a 5-star series for me. It has very high potential to be a 5-star series for me. 2 books in, 2 5 stars. What can I say? I want to reread this book as well sometime. And I really liked that the story of Mile High kind of continued in here as well, and that we saw one of the characters of the next book as well. I think those things just make the story even better. Like, I got my 2 other babies in here as well. Like, I got Stevie Sanders and the continuation of the story, and it was so heartwarming to see. And I just loved it, and I love this book so much. It's amazing, and I want everyone to read this book, this series, and I'm so excited to continue it as well. So these were the books that I finished, and then I actually started to attempt another book, but I DNF'd it, and that book was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. It was a cowboy-ish story. I have read, I think, 22... I can check. Yeah, I have read 22% of this book, and I was done. It wasn't a writing style at all. I quite liked the writing style. It was easily digestible. It was bingeable as well. But I just didn't have an emotional connection to the characters from the start, and I just felt like I'm never going to get it. And then I skipped a little bit further in the book and was like, oh yeah, I don't really care at all. So I thought, I'm going to DNF it. It's not the end of the world. Many other people enjoy this book, and I'm so happy for all of them. I think I'm going to give this book another chance someday. Maybe I'll have a connection then. You can never know. You can never know what's going to happen. So I will give this book another chance maybe someday. And yeah, this was an DNF. So let's talk about my stats first. I have finished 6 books in total. 2 were standalones, 5 were in series. 5? 4. 4 books. 4. I'm dumb, I'm sorry. And ja, genau. My average rating was 4.29, and I think that's a very good average rating. It wasn't as good as last month, but an average rating that starts with 4. We love it. We love to see it. And I have read 2,293 pages. That number isn't finished yet because I have 2 days left to count, in all honesty. So maybe I will change the number up here. But I wanted to film this video already because I don't know how much time I'm going to have the next 2 days, so that's it. The genre breakdown for romances. It's my main genre, what can I say? I love my romance books, and 2 mysteries, which were just the naturals. And 4 of them were paperbacks and 2 of them were ebooks. Like the books I finished. I have read Done and Dusted as an ebook as well. Then I am going to talk about my August TBR. Because 2 of the books on my August TBR, which are the only 2 books on my August TBR, I have actually already started. So let's do. Oh wow, I have just realized something and it's so funny. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this in a minute. First, the 2 books that I already started. These 2 are a definite thing on my TBR for next month. I have started A Court of Mist and Fury. I have said this in another video as well, and this is my reread of this book. I am going to take my time. I'm just going to read however fast, however slow I want to. It's a reread that I want to savor. It's a reread that I really cherish, in all honesty, because I'm having a hard time with fantasy right now. I mean, in this year in general. So I want to take my time reading this book because I'm having fun with fantasy. So much fun with fantasy again. And Court of Mist and Fury is really helping me get out of my fantasy slump. Because this year with fantasy wasn't all that good. Half of them were meh or DNFs. Or the books were amazing, like Onyx Storm or Mistborn. So it was either this or that, and I haven't read all that much from fantasy books, which is quite sad. So I started this one, and I am reconnecting with this world. I am rekindling my love for these characters, and I mean, I know what's going to happen, and I'm so excited to get some of these parts, because I just know I'm going to eat them up all over again. And I'm so excited to finally get on with my ACOTAR journey, because I know for sure that I've read the first 2 books, completed them, but by now I'm not sure if I completed the 3rd one as well, because I think I got spoiled back then, and then I just didn't want to read anymore. So a reread that I really cherish, that's on my August TBR. And the next book that I also already started, like I'm not all that far into it, I'm 33? I have no idea how I'm 40% into this book, and I am 7% into the book I'm going to show you now. Caught Up by Liz Tomford, the next book in the Windy City series. I have already professed my love to The Right Move and the Windy City series, as I talked about The Right Move, and I was so excited to start this one, and I have read a few pages and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to eat this up, I'm going to love it. I think this is going to be a 5-star as well. Like I said, I think the story is the series and the story is going to be a 5-star series, and this is going to be a 5-star story because I already like the characters. I haven't even gotten that much of a glimpse of those two characters. But it's a nanny romance, like I eat that shit up. I want more of these. I need to read more of these, and I'm just so excited to read this. And maybe this will scratch my Heartless reread itch, because I love Heartless so much, but maybe this will scratch my itch, so I won't have to reread yet another book, because I want to finish my first reread before I reread something else. So maybe this will keep me satisfied for nanny romances and stuff. This is on my TBR and I couldn't be happier. I am going to eat this up, and I am so happy to have the privilege of reading this series. So, the second book on my TBR. This is my set TBR for the month. Only those two books. But I have a few more books that I would like to get to, but I'm not going to set them on my TBR because I want to give myself a little bit more freedom this time. Like, I'm always picking what I want. If I don't finish my TBR, then so be it. But these two books are on my TBR that I really would like to finish, and I think I'm going to finish at least caught up. With A Code of Missing Fury, it depends how my reread goes, how much I'm reading other books, and that's totally fine. I'm not putting any pressure on myself with this reread. But the thing is, I have loved a few minutes ago, and what the hell is that color scheme? I didn't even plan this. I did not plan this, but look at this color scheme. That looks so amazing, in all honesty. Damn it. Yeah. The next books that I have on my radar that I maybe want to get to in August are Saving Six. I want to get further into the Boys of Tommen universe, into the series, and this is book 3. And this is from Joey's perspective, Joey and Aoife. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I should have looked it up, but I think I saw someone or hear someone say Aoife. So I'm just hoping it's valid. If not, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to endure me mispronouncing names, because I'm dumb and never looking them up beforehand, and then I'm sitting here and hating myself for it. Saving Six, I just know I'm going to love this book as well. I just know that's going to be emotional damage. I am scared for some of the things in this book because, like, it's in the past. It's going to be so hard to read yet another perspective of the events of Binding 13 or Keeping 13. And I know some more things are going to happen here, and I am kind of excited but kind of scared because, like, I got spoiled for this entire series. I know what happens. But reading the series is something else. Like, then I have really read this and really felt it. For me, contemporary spoilers aren't all that. It's not that serious. But fantasy spoiler or mystery thriller spoiler, jail. In all honesty. But contemporary, I'm fine. I know what's going to happen, and I am scared, but also excited to read more from Boys of Tommen. So, and the next book is Deep End by Ailey Hazelwood. My friend who annotated the X-Files really loved this book, and I am excited to see if I'm going to love it too. I have never read something by Ellie Hazelwood, and I always thought I never will read anything by her. But then my friend was praising this book so hard, and I'm intrigued. But another cute person I know, dislikes this book. So I'm intrigued where I'm going to land, and I'm going to dislike it. Is it going to be okay, or am I going to love it? So Deep End is on my radar for August, and the next book is Play Along. If I finish Caught Up, which is going to happen, I could, start the next book, so I could finish the series this year. It's definitely my goal to finish the series. At first I wanted to read one book each month, but I kind of have an itch that needs to be scratched with Liz Tom Ford right now, so that's it. And I have to complain a little bit right now. Here on the cover, the TikTok sensation. Why is that on there? And why is the name so utterly big? That's the only book where this is the case. And every time I look at this, I'm just confused. But yeah, this is on my radar for August as well. And I have to show this yet again. Like, that color scheme is actually amazing. But I have other books as well that are on my radar that I would like to get to, but like I said, I don't want to set them on my TBR because I have only 2 books on there, and the rest I'm going to just wing it. These are just the books that I definitely would like to get to, but I have no idea if I'm going to be in the mood for them, so it's all a gamble. It's all a gamble how my mood is going to go. And one of these books is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and many people love this book, and I'm so afraid to start this book because what if I dislike it, or I don't know, what if I think it's overhyped? I have so much pressure. Whenever I think about this book, I think that's the thing that's kind of holding me back from reading it. But I do want to read it this year. It's one of my 5 for 25. Like the 5 books that I have to read. Otherwise, this year is going to be a failure. And it would be a good idea to finally at least start this book. And the next book is A Million Junes by Emily Henry, my love. I can never film a video without saying Emily Henry at least once, or showing the people we meet on vacation book at least once. A Million Junes, I want to read everything else Emily Henry wrote. Like, I've read all of these books that you can see here, and I need to get to her backlist as well, like A Million Junes, I think The Love That Split the World, and The Sky That Fell on Splendor, something like that. But for now I'm just going to have A Million Junes on my radar. I have no idea what it's about. I think it's a romance book. I am excited to read this, in all honesty, because I have an Emily Henry itch always, and it's so nice to have books that I haven't read by Emily Henry yet, and I'm going to savor this as long as I can. So A Million Junes is definitely on my radar. And the last book is quite different from the rest, because it's Tender in the Flesh. I think it's a dystopian. I think it's a dystopian horror, because what I remember about this book is that it's apparently about humans getting bred for consumption, like human flesh is getting eaten. I heard this and was like, what the fuck? I'm intrigued. It would be definitely it would be a different read, like this in between all my romances. I don't know about you, but I think that would slap. Or maybe it would be plain disgusting. So who knows? I haven't read any reviews or heard anything else about this book in all honesty. Or maybe I did and just can't remember. That's also a valid theory. But yeah, these are the books that I want to maybe get to in August. But my set TBR for August is Caught Up and A Court of Mist and Fury. And the other books that I mentioned are on my radar, because I want to have a little bit more freedom. So all the books on my radar are books that I would like to read, yes. But all the other books that I have here and haven't read yet are on my radar as well, in all honesty. And I just want to give myself a little bit more freedom this month. And I am very excited to get to the books, and yeah, I hope you all had a great reading month. And if you want, you can share your TBR, because I am always looking for recommendations to read, especially mystery, because I want to read more of these. So if you have any good mystery recommendations, please let me know. And I think that's going to be it this time. I hope you had a wonderful month, and we're going to see each other hopefully in the next video. Bye bye. And then yeah, okay, I know how I'm going to do this.